Hey guys, so this video is kind of impromptu. I sat down and I feel I haven't made a video recently, so I figured I would make one, but I don't really have anything specifically that I want to talk about. I just kind of figured that I would talk, so sorry if this is not linear, like just follow my train of thoughts. Sorry. But the one thing that I was thinking about recently is just how important it is to trust other people and to be able to open yourself up in recovery because, like, basically yesterday after school, I was leaving and I helped three different people who needed me. One person was hysterically in tears, another person was just needed some help with boy trouble, and another person told me some shocking news that just was like, wow, like I didn't even know how to respond type of news. Um, and like I recognized that like they needed somebody there to like be able to listen, and I was kind of thinking about it like in my own life and how one of the things that I've really struggled with and really had to open up to is the concept of becoming vulnerable, allowing somebody to see me at such a deep level and like not even just know you at like what your weaknesses are, know you at rock bottom, but know that like your suffering is like validated because if you're sitting there telling people what's going on and being truly honest with them, it would be admitting that there was something going on. And for me, I always thought that, there was nothing wrong with me. I was constantly told that I was making it up, that I shouldn't believe that anything's wrong. And one of the things that really got me is what accompanies eating disorders is the concept that I'm not sick enough to receive treatment. And I always thought that was so true. I was like, I am not size triple zero, and like, I'm not binging and purging 17 times a day. Like, that wasn't my life. But I was still struggling, and so I thought that, well, my suffering was not as bad as other people, so like I didn't deserve treatment because I wasn't sick enough, like I said. And the thing is, that's one of the biggest distortions that accompanies having an eating disorder is thinking that you don't deserve treatment because you're not sick enough. Like, if we really think about that, that is like, it's like, oh, like, you can't do this or can't do that because you're not such and such enough. Like, it's such a twisted mentality that just like really, really makes me think, because for so long I was caught in that mentality, feeling that I didn't deserve treatment, so why bother? Because no one would believe me. And one thing that I've realized with opening up to people was kind of like telling somebody and having them recognize that was as if my suffering was validated. And I wasn't sure how to deal with that because it was like such a foreign concept to me. And like, I just remember back when I started therapy, I was, for the first 6 months, I like can't even believe it thinking back, but the first 6 months of therapy, I spent sitting there talking to my therapist, telling her the number of calories I had eaten, what symptoms I had used in the past week, how many times like I had weighed myself, like all of this stuff. And like literally it was like basically like a statistical thing. Like there was no conversation, no dialogue because I was so engrossed in the disorder and I thought that that's what therapy was. I thought that that was it. You tell them what the symptoms are and they can help get them fixed. But the one thing that I picked up on, and like it took me months and months, and I honestly owe my first group therapy girls like everything because they taught me that it's okay to like say no, like I'm struggling, this is going on. And like sometimes it's really hard to admit that we are struggling, especially when we've been doing so well for so long. Like it was really scary what happened last week. If you didn't see my last video, I collapsed and was unable to move because of dehydration and exhaustion and was taken to the hospital. And I thought I was doing so well, like beforehand, like mentality wise, but like symptom wise, I wasn't giving it my all. I wasn't putting myself first and making sure that recovery was my number one goal. And I ended up in the hospital. And that was like a big reality check. And like realizing that yes, you don't need, but like, I mean, yes, like hospital visits, they do kind of like really hit home, but it's the whole mentality of, like, even if you don't end up in the hospital, if you're suffering, like, you have every right to let somebody know what's going on. And I don't know if it's just like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just me being like weird, but like I always think that like opening up to people like you never could because like it would be like a sign of weakness. But like one thing that I've learned throughout therapy is like it's actually okay. Like the world's not going to end if somebody knows that you struggle with an eating disorder, that you struggle with self-harm. I just recently admitted something to my one really close friend, and she just like she was like, I'm so proud of you for like being able to say that because it was like huge, huge, and like being able to say something that was so like prevalent on my mind, and I thought like I couldn't talk to anybody about that. Like she was like, no, you can come and talk to me, and then like just knowing that like really really made a difference, because I felt like I I had I had validation, I guess you could say. I don't want to use that word because it makes it sound like anything else. It's like if somebody doesn't validate it, if somebody doesn't approve, then it's not validated because it's just, it was brought into their awareness. And it helped me know that, like, this actually is going on and that it's something that I have to deal with. And I can't, like, run around it because running around it was what led me to an eating disorder because I thought that I could sidestep things. But the one thing that I've learned is that you can also talk and like make friends. And this year, senior year, I went up for my school's musical and I made loads of new friends and I'm like so grateful for them. Like I love them so much. They actually give me weekend plans, like I can't even tell you. I had a party with them last night and I have a party tonight. I'm so excited. But anyway, like I'm realizing how much I've missed out because of my disorder, and like one of the things that gets me is going to parties, and sure, I may not be feeling like um as horrible as I did years ago, and I may not be spending the whole night in the bathroom because I was too afraid to be out, either A, by the food, B, around people, or C, I felt like I had overeaten and just needed to stay in the bathroom. But recognizing that, I can go out with friends, I can go to a party and try and not, like, like, I don't know, because it's like, it's something that I'm still working on, like, especially after last night was something that I really needed to focus on, is making sure that I'm taking care of myself even during parties. Like, I have to listen to myself and know that I can do that. And that's okay. And it's not me being selfish. It's not me being greedy or anything of that nature. It is me taking responsibility for myself and taking care of my body. I love that phrase. I actually, um, I don't know. It just, that's a good phrase. Um, but I don't know. This may be bits and pieces of rambles, guys. I'm sorry if it is. But I'm just kind of like throwing my thought out there. Do you guys like agree? Do you think that by reaching out to others, like not like your support team, you can have your support team of your dietitian or nutritionist, your therapist, your um, case manager, whatever it may be, and you can still go up to friends and have that trusted relationship that you would tell the same thing that you tell to your therapist to your friends, and like realizing that that's okay. It's okay to have friends and know them on such a personal level. Not saying that you're going to go around sharing your deep dark secrets with the world. That would be inappropriate vulnerability. But by making sure that you're trusting of somebody, and sometimes it's really scary to trust somebody when people have walked around and walked all over us for I don't even know how many years. Like, just that sense of I don't even know what to do. And one thing that I really think is important there is finding people and recognizing, well, what do they see in me? And like kind of stepping back for a minute and saying, wow, like they want to be my friend because they feel I'm strong, they feel I'm resilient, they feel I am determined, and anything like that you can think of. Because they know that you have it in you and they want the best for you. But you have to be open to have those conversations, and like, you have to, at some point in time, make the decision to trust somebody. So I'm gonna go answer the phone. I hope you guys got something out of this video. I'm sending all my love to you guys. Bye.